few seconds to take the wisest decision. Walk away? No, that is not enough. Shift? No, that is not enough. Stay there and gist and take shots with your phone? That is madness. Run. Yes, run away. Yes, your life depends on your action. The flames come suddenly, unexpected but uncontrollable. Why? Fuel is highly inflammable. Why? It just requires a spark to set off a ravaging inferno. So, don't stay there to think. Storm away to live. Do not throw away your life in anguish for meaningless fuel siphoning. Be advised.
It is affordable, reliable, and fast. They run a 24-hour service. You can click the link attached to this video to download the app, or you can also download the app on Play Store. I'm so excited for this, and I know you are too. Use SuperCap today and be happy. Bye.
Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistic.
Good morning, Nigerians. Welcome to today's morning show. On today's morning show, we'll be discussing and analyzing issues in Nigeria. And on top of it, we'll be discussing issues in Taraba State that are on the cover pages of Taraba newspaper. And with me here are Mr. Iran and Mr. Abraham Maina Judah. Good morning, sirs. Good to have you in the studio this morning.
Good morning, Miss Lillian.
How are you? How are your family, sirs?
All is fine.
You guys are looking so good.
You're looking so good too. You're looking very, very intelligent with these shades you put in.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate.
Good morning. Were you you came with your car, your new car from Senator Jim Kuta?
Well, she is the one that was there at the event. I don't know. Were you one of the beneficiaries of the empowerment of vehicles from Senator Jim Kuta?
In the realm of the spirit, I am. Okay. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much for this wonderful section. So we'll be looking at what we have on the cover pages of the newspapers. So our upcoming newspaper is the Blueprint newspaper. So let's see what the Blueprint newspaper got for us. The Blueprint newspaper says Tinubu's tribes attracted $50 billion foreign investors. Mr. Ira, what do you have to say?
Yes, the minister was all about it, expressing some sort of excitement and trying to curry the favor of Nigerians in trying to disseminate the information. But the fact remains that we've had these stories before. If we are sure that it is going to be translated into facts that we can see with tangible eyes, then we should be able to celebrate it as a nation. But I have one or two concerns concerning some of these statements. She said the TRIPS has been able to attract about $50 billion projects and investments in Nigeria. Now, if it is true, where are these projects being allocated to specifically? Which sectors of the economy are we going to experience this turnaround?
This is very important.
Yes, because there is a need for Nigerians to be able to know. You don't come and give a blanket statement. $50 billion has been attracted as investments.
And you know, Nigeria believe on what they see,
yes, normally,
not what they heard.
That is in every part of the world. There is more. I think that's the source of the statement. I say there is more to it that meets the eye.
Yes.
Because when you say some things and they may not be really a representation of what is on ground. You understand?
Yes.
So, and another factor that we need to consider as a nation is that when statements like this are being made, the public officials will be able to give a particular timeline and say, okay, this $50 billion investment that has been attracted to the shores of Nigeria through the canvassing activities of the president through his trips, going to take this timeline. If it is, for instance, Mambila hydropower electric project, they should be able to say, okay, this is the company that is trying to invest into it and is going to take 2 years, 3 years. There should be a particular timeline for such statements. But as it stands now, she just said $50 billion has been attracted to Nigeria through investments. And I think it's a blanket statement. All these specifics have to be followed. And maybe the issue of job creation. How many jobs is this expected to create in a specific field? And about government strategy in promoting, to taking advantage of those investments and seeing how it's going to help develop the small and medium-scale industry, developing the general society of Nigeria. I think that is what it should be.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Iran. Up to you, Mr. Abraham.
I think if we look at what she said, the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, that is Jumoke Oduwole, as she disclosed that $50.8 billion to the country. I think the word proposed should be understood here. She said proposed and not that investments has come. She spoke on Tuesday, that was during the ministerial press briefing, a series organized by the Ministry of Information and Cultural Orientation. And the minister was responding to reports that says that the Nigerian economy needs about $50 billion to be steady in terms of foreign exchange. She said the president already generated much more investment through his official visits to foreign countries. She also stated that the country has expanded trade and investment discussions with 5 key global economies, that is Brazil, India, France, and United Arab Emirates, to boost economic growth and create wealth for its citizens. If we look deeper into what she said, economics is not 1 + 1, 2 + 2 that you get the result. These investments, as she said, President, if you calculate the agreements, the bilateral agreements we've had with some countries, with some organizations there, she's not far from the truth. And I think it will not come immediately. Okay. It is something that it will come. Some may not eventually even come, and some that will not announce. Investors may come in some sectors that are announced. Now, for the economy to grow, it's not only about they build road, they build this. You need to inject funds into the financial sector. And if you don't do this, even if you build the roads and these, what about, like now, there was a time we had shortage of, dollars, being able to pay, to meet our dollar obligations for export and the rest of it.
Yes.
But when investors come and they pump in this foreign investment into the economy, we'll be able to meet up with our responsibility to reimburse those that have done business here and they need to repatriate their dollar. And if you said, for example, about 2 weeks ago, the Brazilian trip on the sidelines of G20, where the largest meat exporters in the world, meat producer in the world, announced that they will invest 2.5 billion naira in Nigeria. She went forward to say that the sort of work that the ministry does to make sure that there's an announcement of an investment or trade relationship. So some of these are proposed. Some of these are already on ground. Some are not bricks and mortar. So, you can't really fault what she said. And let us be factual with yourself. apart from the rebasing, the economy is beginning to stabilize one way or the other. The prices of some products have stabilized compared to this time last year, where you go to the market, you really need to ask. Sometimes you want to buy even a cup, and they will tell you, wait, let me call the market to find out before I sell it. So you can say the economy is stabilizing, but they can do much better than this, and that is what Nigerians expect from them.
Yeah, I think just like you mentioned, if the dynamics, if the realities are being seen, just like you mentioned about the rebasing, the effects like that. Towards the end of the report, I think the Minister of Information was the one that mentioned in an area where misinformation and sensationalism can easily distort public perception. He's talking about the press. Now, your commitment to truth and fairness is more important than ever. So I'm just trying to look at it from the perspective where the minister should be careful not to sensationalize some of these endeavors.
No, it is not the minister that sensationalized it. If you look at what she said proposed. The proposed was removed from the headline.
Yes.
So people now didn't know she said proposed.
Yes.
So it is not the minister's. I read the minister's statement. She didn't sensationalize it.
I understand. Yeah. I would have preferred the minister not to have said anything until when the result had been
No, things are not.
You understand? Because now it's in the public domain. Everybody in Nigeria is celebrating. We have $50 billion investment.
Yeah.
Maybe I should.
Mr. Hera, it will be dangerous for the ministry not to give informations like this. Why should you go for something and there's a proposal and you keep it away from Nigeria? One, this information, it boosts the confidence of investors. It boosts the confidence of business, those that want to invest in the country, business, but even the private citizens. You know that there are proposed investors coming. Yes. Now you don't, no country in the world we have something like this, and they keep quiet about it.
Maybe in a country like Nigeria, where we have records of some of these things being said, and at the end of the day, nothing is shown.
Yes.
So maybe
are you telling me that? Okay, are you telling me that now, as the media aide or as a minister, you go for a trip, you come back because it is proposed, you just keep quiet and you won't let Nigerians know?
I'm just looking at it from.
No, the issue
I am
is
saying
that
I agree with you. You understand?
Yeah.
I agree with you that what she has done is the right thing that's supposed to be done, according to books. That is the way it should be done. But consider that Nigeria, we have seen government officials come and go, and they will make so elaborate statements.
There's no country in the world that all promises are met. That is just it. There's no country in the world, and it would be unprofessional of them to just keep quiet and don't tell Nigerians about what they are doing. Now they are proposals. And as it is, information coming in now, we allow investors to look at it. Now, someone has known that there's a meat processing business coming in. Then you begin to walk towards that direction. So that is how you help investment. Now, if we are in darkness, we don't know what is going on, how do we plan?
Yes,
now, someone that heard about this Brazil meat processing opportunity, we begin to make plans. We begin to, okay, let me move. What ministry is in charge of this? How do we key into this thing? So these are some of the things that needs to be done. If you don't get this information is key.
Talking about meat processing, and Lillian is already salivating. And you know that there's this records that we have the largest head of cattle in Nigeria in Mambila Plateau.
Yes.
So
that was last year.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, talking about these investors, we Nigerians, we believe on what we see, not what we heard, and actions. They say actions speak louder than voice.
It will be belittling Nigerians to say we only believe on what is there, not we. Nigerians believe in what they hear, what they see, what they feel. We are a people that all our senses, we use it to make judgments. So
we want to feel, we want to touch it, we want to see it.
You don't touch
to see that is reality.
Do you touch the money in your account?
If I withdraw?
If you withdraw.
Yes.
But if you worth 10 million naira like this, you are not touching it. It is virtual, but it is there. That is what investment is all about.
What I have to say here is that not to promise. They should not promise, but they should act towards it.
You don't act without promising. You don't go. The thing is this: one comes before the other.
Okay.
Without the promise of doing this, there is no way. You can't just keep quiet and not tell somebody. even within humans, the relationship, you let them know this is what I want to do, and get ready because we are going to do this. Prepare for this.
Let it not turn to our former president. I assure you. So, God will help us. God will see us through. Okay. Our next newspaper is the Vanguard newspaper. Let's see what the Vanguard newspaper got for us. Is a Rivers crisis. Wow, Rivers State. Leaders. INC talks tough. Mr. Abraham, this Rivers State crisis, what do you have to say about it?
I think Nigerians need to be very careful the way we react to court judgment, especially when it comes to the Supreme Court.
Okay.
Because I've seen many people, when the judgment go their way, they praise the judiciary, they accept the judgment, but if it doesn't go their way, they begin to talk tough. It is unpatriotic of Nigeria for an organization to be talking tough against a Supreme Court judgment. You can ask for a review. Now the question is this. As tension continues to build the Rivers State, what are the leaders of thought, political leaders, religious leaders, social leaders, what should they be doing? They should be looking for a way for peace to reign and not to begin to take positions. Now, from what you're seeing here now, the Ijaw National Council also is in support of their son who is an Ijaw man. Now, Fubara is the governor of Rivers State. He is being protected by the constitution of the country. We shouldn't personalize it. We shouldn't make it look like he is our son, nothing should happen to him. No, he is the governor of Rivers State, and he has not over the months proven that he is the only leader of the Ijaws. From all indication, he is being loved by everyone that love him. And he's been maybe opposed by those that oppose him, irrespective of where they come from. So I think these are ethnic nationalities, associations. They need to be careful when they speak this. It is not only the INC that is guilty of this. We see situations whereby something happened, and then maybe the Ariwa People's Congress will come out and begin to talk tough. This is against the North. You see the Afenifere, you see the Ohanize, Indigo. Rather than looking for a way for peace to reign, you begin to take regional positions on issues. You begin to say, this is our son, nothing should happen. He is not your son, he's a Nigerian like you and I, and we should look at issues from the position of Nigerians and not as a Jaw, as a Wurkom, as a Jukon, as the case may be. I think this Rivers State, the leaders need to sit down. There needs to be a political solution to this, because the court cases will come and go. It is not everybody that we accept that the court verdict will favor, and there's nothing you can do about it, especially if it is the Supreme Court. So what do you need to do? Now the judgment has come. How do we ensure that we implement this judgment in such a way that the governance in Rivers will not fail? And we are, to be fair to Governor Fubara, he has been speaking peacefully, he has been talking peace all through this, and I think he should maintain that he should not allow the regional tribals, people with tribal sentiments to make him look like a major leader. Yeah. Fubara is the governor of Rivers State, and the people of Rivers will fight for him any day, anytime.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Abraham.
Yes, I would like to talk about the sociocultural organizations as they are in Nigeria. Some, one way or the other, they have become political groups.
Yeah.
The INC is indicating that so long as it has to do with Fubara, and because he's a member of the INC, whatever it is that he does should not be frowned out, should not be checked, should not be, because they're talking about how the ultimatum they've given Fubara for the presentation of the budget at the State House of Assembly is a trap that could end up impeaching him. So they are threatening rain and brimstone that should anything happen that the Fubara is being impeached, there will be crises. They are not giving assurance of peace in Niger Delta. They are not giving assurance that the atmosphere will be conducive for the exploration of oil to continue. So it's already a threat. They've taken a position where they're threatening. Now, my question is, why will they go up to that extent? What if it is true that Fubara commit an impeachable offense. You understand? They should have considered this, not to only start issuing threats like that. So I think the statement should have been, okay, we have advised Fubara, who is our son, to do this, so he will avoid this.
Northern Rivers. Okay, sorry. Killing of northern drivers in Southeast. Unacceptable. ACF. Mr. Ira.
Yes, Arewa Consultative Forum has issued a statement in condemnation of the crisis that is going on in the Southeast. Tanker drivers and truck drivers agitated in Jos Plateau State, I think last week, concerning the wanton killings that is being perpetrated on them in somewhere in the Southeast. As they ply their roads, they carry goods from the north to the south and to the west. And while they go, checkpoints are being mounted, and some of them are just being killed for no good reasons like that. I think agitations of is
banditry in Katsina, banditry in the northwest, terrorism in the northeast and the north central. These are issue of banditry and also communal listing. How has the ACF as a group been able to stop violence by northerners against fellow northerners? I see that on such issues, the only thing they would do at that point is to point accusing finger at the federal government. But I've not seen the ACF pick out the culprits or pick out those that are accused of maybe reprisal or this or that or instigating this violence to speak at them that please stop killing us. So there's a need for us to step away. These are sociocultural forums. I'm not someone that I see myself as a Nigerian first before I see myself that is me. And so that is the way I reason. I don't look at things from the position of being from Taraba or being Wulkum or being from Northeast. I see things as a human being. And I look at violence against people as violence against people, not violence against Northerners or Southerners. Now, if we want to even look at it like that, what has the ACF done concerning violence in the North by Northerners against fellow Northerners? I think we should, while looking at, yes, killings of Northerners from outside the North, let us also speak about what we are doing to ourselves within. So, but with that being said, I call on the authorities to ensure that the lives and properties of people in the Southeast is being protected from these terrorist organizations that are causing mayhem there. And like we say, there are some parts of the Northeast that on every Monday, people don't go to work, people don't go to schools, and activities will stop. And
the issue of stay at home.
So these are issues that we really need to look into as a country and then come up with a solution to it.
Yeah, I also call on the federal government to look into these matters to stop all these things so that the people of Nigeria, let me just say Nigeria as a whole, will move forward. Thank you very much, Mr. Abraham. Up next is the Daily Independent newspaper. Okay, let's see what the Daily Independent newspaper got for us. It's a teeny, okay. Is that
I think we've taken
yeah,
that.
it's still the same thing. It's still the same thing. Okay. Okay. The Nigerian News Direct newspaper. Let's see what it got for us. It said power generation peak at 5,713 megawatts, highest in 4 years. Mr. Ira, what do you have to say?
Yes, this is the report that is pleasing to the ears of most Nigerians. Well, from this part of the world, we must admit that there is a significant improvement in the number of hours that light is available.
Yeah.
So I think this statement, if it is not correct, is almost like correct because we have seen some changes in the energy sector. So I think this is a good news.
It's a good news.
Yes, Nigerians are celebrating it, and let's see to it that we don't go back
Yes.
from where we are now. Moving forward, always ensuring that the facilities and the structure that has given birth to these 5,713 megawatts is being sustained, and seen to it that we keep growing day by day. Whatever policy that has been pursued, whatever thing the government has done and has given birth to this should be sustained with every strength, with everything available. So this is a step in the right direction. We're moving forward, and let's see to it that we continue to move forward and backward never.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Abraham, to buy your biking, according to Hamsaman.
Well, the power generation, as they say, it has peaked at 5,713 megawatt. Is the highest in 4 years. It's a good development, but just like I always say, we can do better. I don't think this 5,713 megawatts of electricity is even enough for a state like Lagos or Rivers or Kano State. So we need to prioritize our investment in this sector. We need to invest more in the areas of generation.
Yeah.
There are issues that has to do with generation. Also in the area of distribution, there are issues that has to do with distribution. In the area of financing, we have to look at how to finance this sector. So because power is a major problem in Nigeria, and is one of the things that is affecting our economy, that is creating unemployment, that is creating because even sometimes simply the fact that there is no light, you see people don't even know what to do at home, and they roam into the streets. Have you noticed that whenever there's power across the state, there's always there's always security. I remember just on Sunday when some boys came to my house. It was because there was no light. If there was light, definitely where he was even standing, there's a security light there. But because there was no the light was off, he stood there and was making threats. But if there's light everywhere, you find out that the whole street is lit up with electricity and with power bulbs. So this power has a way of affecting the economy in diverse ways. They have the way of affecting the society. Power is what we use to ensure that there's security, because once there's brightness, there's nowhere for hoodlums and criminals to hide. Power is what we use to run the economy, because without light in this studio now, there's nothing we can do. And again, in terms of education, once there's light, you can always have people can stay at home and watch educative and informative programs like this, or like the one we are doing on some TV. You can help. You can also power your phones, power your laptops, power tabs for the children to go through their homeworks and also to learn and study. But once there is no power,